Let's see. We've got one over here. Hi, we're just getting set up, so give us a quick second. Okay, I think we're good on this one. Cool. Do I need to shift anything? Yes. That was a good choice. Cool. There we go. All right. Cool. We might wait a second for some people to show up, but in the meantime, we are Upcycled Arts. We're Charlotte's new creative reuse organization. Our goal is to collect materials from manufacturers and individuals that would otherwise be thrown out, divert them from the waste stream, and provide them to the community for mixed media arts. This is our virtual art workshop series. We got funding from this through ASC's Culture Blocks program. This is Culture Blocks, which is a program funded by Mecklenburg County, and we are so grateful for that funding, and we are grateful to our partner for this workshop, which was the Charlotte Recyclery, so definitely check them out. I'm going to introduce our workshop teacher, Mary. So she's going to take you through this project. If you have any questions, please type them in the comments. I'll be monitoring them for her as well. So yes, I'm going to take it over to Miss Mary.
Hi, I'm Mary. I've been in the bike industry for over a year now. I work at Charlotte Cycles, so that's where the wheels from this project have come from. There's a lot of waste in bike shops. They are taking these items off of service bikes and they can't put them on other bikes because they're not safe anymore. And they take up a lot of space in the shops themselves, so they throw them out most of the time. Shops like the Recyclery will take donated items, and if they're able to be used again, then they're going to put them back either in a bin that people can take from, or they're just going to throw it out as well. So the shop that I started working for last year had a lot of wheels, and I ended up cutting a couple of them up and making like shirt hangers from them. And it just kind of gave me the bug to try and use other items from bikes again. We have made wreaths in the past. So we took an old wheel from our shop and we made a Halloween wreath from it. These are old inner tubes. You can do a lot of things with old inner tubes. I just haven't gone into it too much. For your wheels that we got ready for this project, we actually took the hubs out of them. I know it's hard to see, but we took the hubs out. There are bearings on the inside of those, and we can reuse the bearings. Where'd the jar go? Right there. Ah. Yeah, and so there's all these little guys inside of the wheels that make it turn, so we can reuse those as well. I made this nice little Christmas tree. Facebook can see it, but now the YouTubes can see it as well. And these are actually out of cassettes as well, so that's something fun to do. But yeah, as far as wreath making is concerned, it's really just however you want to do it. So I know that Angela had the wheels ready for you guys. We painted and primed those so that you can kind of take whatever you want from her goodie bag and make what you want from your wheel. I'm kind of feeling Christmassy today, so I've gathered some Christmas items, and let's get started, I guess. If you've got like ribbon or anything, that's how we'll hang it at the end, or unless you have a wreath hanger at your house. Some people don't, but you probably picked up some flowers or some like Christmas ornaments if that was what you were feeling. But I'm going to start with some garlands, and I'm just going to go around. You've got several different parts of the wheel. This circular part is actually called the rim of the tire, or rim of the wheel. Then you've got spokes on the inside that you can hang stuff off of if you want to. That's what is actually going to keep your wheel straight when you're riding a bike. So if you have a wheel that's got really loose spokes, it's not going to perform as well, and that's what the mechanics are looking at as well when they take a look at your bike. You can also sometimes turn the wheel, and if it is jumping around, probably needs to be looked at as well, but it doesn't really matter for us today because all of these wheels are going to end up on doors. So I'm just going to start by finding the end of my garland and just choosing one side. I'm going to just wrap it around the entire outside of the rim, so that's the circular part right there. So let's take a couple minutes and do that. Got a few viewers on Facebook right now, so that's exciting. And one hanging out with us on the YouTube Live as well. I'm just gonna... This might make a little bit of a mess. It might be a good idea to have a vacuum cleaner or something after that. But I'm just going around each individual pie plate, or pie cutout here. And the spokes, just going around and trying to cover up the shininess a little bit. You can walk around me, it's fine. We're in Angela's house today.
Yeah, I'm just going to hang out over here. Yeah, I thought this was a fun project because I don't know if you've ever tried to buy a brand new wreath, but they can be very expensive. I was not expecting that the first time I was looking for one.
They can be expensive, and then also just, like, what else are you supposed to do with that?
Yeah, and the wreath is kind of nice because you can, or the bike wheel wreath is kind of nice because you can make one that would work all year, or you can do a Christmassy one like we're doing.
Yeah, especially with like all the different flowers. Angela has been given a lot of flowers for Upcycled, Charlotte, which is awesome. But yeah, like you can just go to Goodwill and find stuff. We found a lot of Christmas ornaments at Goodwill a few weeks ago, and we picked those up for this project. And you can always, I mean, there's always Michael's and Hobby Lobby too, but yeah, you can usually find this stuff at thrift stores.
And one day when we have a retail location,
Yeah.
someday.
And this is fun because you can also like gift these to people. If you go to your local bike shop, they're probably going to have extra material for you to use, or all you have to do is ask, and you can leave your number with them, and they'll probably give you stuff. These cassettes that I picked up, that little Christmas tree, we just get so many parts that we have to take off of bikes, and they are dirty, so if you want to clean parts that a bike shop gives you, just using Dawn dish soap and like an old t-shirt or something that you don't really wear anymore. You don't want to use something nice, like if you have a good scrub brush or something, it will probably ruin that.
Yeah, or kitchen towels.
Yeah, just something old that you don't mind getting dirty and throwing out afterwards, because bike grease is great for the bike, not great for clothing and other items. So.
Absolutely. Yeah, and if you're here with us, let us know who you are. And we'd love to see a picture of whatever you're making.
Yeah. Looks like we got a couple people just popping back and forth maybe. That's exciting. Did you have a lot of people watching last week? Or a couple weeks ago?
Probably around the same amount. Yeah, our first workshop was with Black Love Charlotte, so a lot of people didn't have access to Wi-Fi as well.
Sure.
So, yeah.
Getting to the end of our circle here. I believe most people probably got little, it's hard to see, but wire. Wire. We'll probably use some of that to keep it from moving around on there. Streaming on all devices
all
here.
All of the things.
Right. It's looking pretty good here. I'm just gonna tie it off here. Tuck it in. So you can see a little bit of gaps down here at the bottom, and I'm going to put my other things down here so it's not a big deal if there's a lot of extra shinies down there. So that's that. All right, let's see. I am by no means a master crafter. Angela's done a lot more crafting than I have, so.
Not so sure about that. But
definitely never done it in front of digital media. So I've got some Christmas items here that I looked through. Just kind of feeling like the red and the gold here, and then I've got a couple other flowers. This probably isn't going to be a very long video. We're just going to figure out a place that we want to put these on the wreath, and then tie it in, and hang it up with a ribbon of our choosing, and then it can go up on the door. Yeah.
You're definitely planning out where you're putting it before you start. Just.
I was thinking that I kind of wanted the decorations down here on the bottom corner, but to each their own. If you guys want more inspiration than what we're giving you, Pinterest is a rabbit hole of bike reusing in every way. Yeah. They've got wheels that you can make. They've got people that have made like stained glass.
Oh, cool.
Out of things. It's a little overwhelming when you get into it, but it's not hard. What you're gonna do, if your floral wire is long enough, you can bring it around the rim. The rim is again the outside part of the wheel. Or if it's not long enough, you can take it around the spokes as well. The spokes are the part that go on the inside that connect the wheel to the hub here. But most of the floral wire is only a couple of inches, so it might not be quite long enough, depending on the wheel. So I'm probably going to try and put them around the garland that I've wrapped around it, and around the spoke to keep it from sliding up and down on the rim.
Yeah, and you kind of can use them like a bread tie. So if you don't have floral wire, or if you don't have enough, you can always use hot glue as, tried and true. You can always stick something to something with hot glue. Or you can always use zip ties are another really good substitute, or literal bread ties if you actually have them laying around your house.
I'm going to use another one to keep it up.
Go for it. And if the stems are too long, you can always cut them for most of the time, scissors will work. If you have like a really intense one, there might actually be wire running through it, in which case you're going to need these guys.
Actual wire cutters.
Yes. But try and attach them first, just so you have the space to do that.
Yeah. And you might find that the materials you're using themselves, like some of the flowers, might be able to be molded around the spokes as well. So that'll hold itself up. But I'm just going to build the rest of it down this way a little bit more.
That's really cute.
Let's see here. Still on the screen for everybody, so that's something. Some of these smell like actual flowers. If anybody has any questions, don't hesitate to type it out on there. Angela's manning the comment section here.
We just got a shout out from Brooklyn Knight, who said this is such amazing community service, commitment wins. So thank you, Brooklyn.
Very cool. I think we're streaming on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
So the three big ones. But moving on up. But yeah, if you ever want to get more materials, more bike wreaths or bike wheels or cassettes or anything like that, all you have to do is reach out to your local bike shop because they probably have extras. Again, I work for a shop here in Charlotte called Charlotte Cycles, and we have a really strong service department, and so people will come in all the time with their bikes that need servicing, and when you replace those parts, those shops just really can't keep those in store. If they end up on somebody else's bike, it can be dangerous if you take an old part and put it on someone's bike that they actually want to work. And then they just have to get rid of them. So
Dally also says hi.
yeah.
Thank you. I know. Yeah.
We have a question. Where did the inspiration for this project come from?
For me, I've been working in the bike shop for over a year now, and I just was getting frustrated that there was so much waste. Again, like everybody, you can't put used parts safely back on bikes very often unless it's very gently used. And so I just asked if I could have these old parts because they were just getting thrown away. And they're like, yeah, sure, do whatever. So I cleaned some up. Like, I took an old wheel last year and I made coat hangers out of them. I cut it in fourths and then sanded the sides with a belt sander. And I made shirt hangers. And my uncle owns a shop in South Carolina, so he uses those for his shirts that he sells. So they're used back in the store, which is really cool. But yeah, I just wanted to use something.
Yeah, Mary started bringing us a lot of bike parts, and it's like the best part about them is like they look cool on their own.
Yeah.
You know, you don't have to completely cover it because it's really pretty. And that's what's nice about upcycling is it doesn't need to be a functional wheel.
Right.
So if it's not safe to put on someone's actual bike, we can still put them on a project or on the door. So it's a fun way to like think outside of the box and what can I use this giant circle-y thing for.
Yeah. They do take up a lot of space, but yeah, it's just...
Yeah, they're not as delicate as normal wreaths either, so
That's true.
They're probably much easier to store.
Yeah, we made this one over Halloween with inner tubes and stuff, and we just threw it on our attic. One thing that we did notice having that wreath on our door was that the center part scratched our paint on our door, so that's why we took it off on the bike wreaths or the wheels that we set up in the kit that we gave you guys.
Yeah.
But you should still be aware that if it's metal on metal, it could still scratch it. So just be aware of that. What we ended up doing, we put one of the felt furniture feet on our door. We just stuck it on our door,
Nice.
and that helped because if we were opening the door really fast, it would like shift a little bit. So that helped with that.
And the wheels that we gave out, they were spray painted to be a different color. This one's already black, so that's the color she wanted to use, which is cool.
Black like my soul.
Yes. Especially after this year.
Yeah.
So we just primed them. We cleaned them down, primed them, and then just spray painted them.
Yeah.
Really nice and simple project.
Yeah. Nice and simple, but doing it for 10 kits.
Yes.
So.
Well, we did 11 actually.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we gave away 11 for this because we got some excess wheels and we had so many flowers, so it was perfect.
Yeah. Good way to use a lot of stuff.
Yes.
If I can get this to tie. Anybody else have any questions? Marley, do you see any questions on the back one? No. This one doesn't want to stay with it.
Looking good.
Yeah, it's getting there.
It does.
It's giving a little bit of sparkles to me.
It's never enough glitter, especially if it's outside.
But yeah, wreaths can be any type, any season. So depending on what flowers you put on it, you might make this too hard to unwrap, depending on how much you like to knot things. Yeah, like the Halloween wreath, I'm not taking that back apart because we put so many individual inner tubes on it. They kind of look like bats, which is really cool, but it took us about an hour to make that, and I have so much access to bike wheels, I'll probably not take that one apart.
Keep a holiday one.
Yeah, I'll probably keep that one as a Halloween wreath. Show both working that.
He's coming together.
Coming together.
Yeah. Love the color combos.
Yeah.
Yeah, and again, like we said, like the spokes look so nice that you don't actually need to cover them all. You can, if that's what you want to do, cover everything, like, use your own creativity and your own ideas for how you want to do it.
You can cut the spokes. You can use the spokes for something else.
Yeah.
Just be aware if you're working with cut metal, it can be really painful. So try and sand it down if you have the opportunity to do that. A belt sander is a really great way to keep that together. But it's more than a lot of work. So. Floral wire about 2 inches might give you a bit of a headache trying to go around the outside of the rim. That's usually about 1 inch thick. So just don't be afraid to use it on the inside of the spokes too. So far, I've got a couple more things, and then we'll finish up and be able to hang it. I'll use a small one. Should play some music or something.
I know. I should have done that. Actually, I have my work.
It's okay. I was listening to music in the background while watching you on the last workshop, so it didn't make any difference. It just kind of felt like.
Yeah, we're new. We're still learning.
Yeah, the live stream is something I'm not very familiar with at all. So thanks for sticking it out with me.
Yes.
All right, and then the little pine cones. So I'm just going to put the pine cones down at the bottom here, and pine cones might be hard to do with short floral wire as well.
Yeah, that might be a hot glue job. Do you want me
to? It might take a couple minutes to get the hot glue gun ready.
That's true.
So if I can get it to go, I'll get it to go. And then I might go back and hot glue it later. Hot glue might be a last resort.
Yes, for the pine cones. Also very Christmassy.
Did you say where you got some of this stuff donated from, or like?
Yes. So the bike wheels was
bike wheels were from Charlotte Cycles.
Yep. And Mary and Marley helped me get all the stuff out from the inside because I had no idea how to do that. And then all of these flowers were actually an individual donation. So yeah, we do take donations from businesses or from people, and that doesn't necessarily just mean crafting items. Kind of anything, if you look at it and you're like, someone could make something cool out of this. I don't know what, and I don't know who, but someone could do something with this. That's always like an easy indicator, or maybe not so easy, but it's an indicator on, it's something that we can take. And if you check our website, upcycleartsclt.org, there is a list of stuff we can't take. Boom.
Boom.
That's pretty.
Yeah, it looks good.
Hold it up for one.
It's all the slightly different camera angles.
Yeah.
It looks good though.
All right.
That's really cute.
Yeah. Pretty fast project. If you got kids or something, and you don't mind them like playing with things, that I'm gonna clean up the workspace here because sparkles get everywhere. But this is a fun thing to do with little kids, as long as there are no pokey parts.
Yes.
Just make sure that you're washing in them with a floral wire or with scissors or anything like that. But as far as hanging it, we're going to use this ribbon for this wreath. If you guys have a wreath hanger, again, you can just set it right on the door. Do be aware that it might scratch the door, so putting something behind it might be needed for that. But we're just going to, we're just going to do a girth hitch on the top here. So.
Yes. Do you want me to hold it?
Yeah, would you hold it? That'd be great. To do
The Vanna White.
So we got this ribbon here, and I'm just gonna try and make it as even as possible. And I'm gonna go around the top where I want it to come off of, and I'm gonna reach through, make a hole, and I'm gonna grab the other loose stuff in the back and just bring it up through, and then it'll be nice and cinched, and you can make a bow on the top here as well. Let's see how good my bow skills are.
Yeah, the girth hitch will help it, or prevent it from sliding a little bit on the rim.
Yeah.
And we get a nice, pretty bow.
Yeah. Well, somewhat pretty bow.
Can
Pretty enough for me.
always do fake stuff.
Yeah. But, yep. There you go. Does anybody have any questions? No? Alright.
And
Well,
we
thanks.
sorry.
No, I was just saying thanks for tuning in if you came, and that's awesome.
Yes, and we'd love to see pictures of what you made. So you can throw it to us for Facebook or Instagram, all the things. We'd love to see what you made. And thank you so much for supporting Upcycle Arts, and shout out again to ASC and Mecklenburg County for funding these art workshops.
Yeah.
And thanks to Mary and Charlotte Cycles and their cyclery and
Yeah.
all the people.
All the people.
Bye, everyone.
Thanks, guys. Just click in stream.
Yeah.